Chapter 17. The Meeting with Sri Namananda. While I was travelling towards Kurungadda, I noticed on my way a woman with dishevelled hair laughing hoarsely and advancing in my direction. She appeared to be mentally unstable. As she came towards me speedily, my heart began to beat heavily. My hands and legs were trembling. The two men were chasing her with sticks in their hands. She came running and fell on my feet and requested me to save her from those two men. Everything was confusing to me. How can a weak Brahmin who does not have even travelling fare protect the woman from the strangers in a strange place? I voluntarily said, "Mother, don't have any fear. Sripada will definitely protect you from these hooligans. Get up without any fear." The strangers who arrived there looked at me with surprise. They wondered how this person, who was no match for them in physical strength, not only considering them as hooligans, but also assured her with great confidence that he would protect her. They warned, "You weak Brahmin, we want to kill this woman of bad character. You cannot protect her. We have to kill you also if you obstruct our attempt. Keep out of our way decently." I experienced that some hidden force had entered into me. Words were uttered from my mouth without any effort and from no thought in my mind. Those words releasing from my mouth were such to push me into a dangerous precedent. I said, "You were born as Brahmins, but you have unabashedly killed a cow last night. You ate its meat, drank cheap liquor, and followed all atrocious activities. It is not difficult for people like you to kill me or this innocent lady. I am ready for anything. I am telling you this out of pity for you. You will get leprosy after killing this lady. Those who suffered from leprosy will have abnormal desires of lust. Snakes will not bite a leper. Leprosy can be cured by medicine prepared from snake's venom, but the procedure of preparation of that medicine is not known to all. If the lusty desire is controlled and the appropriate medicine is taken, the disease will abate. If you want to suffer from the worst disease out of all diseases, you can kill this woman. I am telling you that out of my concern for your well-being." Those two strangers collapsed on hearing my words. Wonders of wonders, as some of my statements exactly related to their past. They believed that my forecast would also take place accurately. They confessed their mistakes. I appeared to be a great astrologer in their view, in spite of total ignorance of astrology. We sat under a shade of a nearby tree. I requested them to give a detailed account about them. Then they said, "Sir, you know all the three times. You are omnipresent. Nevertheless, since you asked, we will tell you. We are both brothers. Even though we were born in a Brahmin caste, the Brahmin nature completely disappeared in us. We were degraded in all counts. We befriended beef eaters and we succumbed to alcohol drinks. We committed adultery. We became debased all round with all sorts of bad habits. We saw this lady in a lotus posture on a hillock. We relieved our desires to her. She refused. Since she declined to satisfy our lust desires, we wanted to enjoy her through our physical force. But it was strange that she was coming to our grasp, immediately slipped out from our hand. We chased her. We could see you only due to our prayer merits." Then I started. God gave us discriminatory power to decide what is good and what is bad. We can derive good results if we tread a good path. If we follow a bad path, then we have to invariably experience bad results. The mother-like woman appears to be righteous one. You mistook her to be of a bad character. More than that, you approached her with the utmost deprecable desires. You are now repenting. I don't know whether the Lord will grant you pardon. but I am giving you a piece of good news. In the present time, Lord Datta, who is adored by all three worlds and who is an embodiment of the Trinity, is moving in the world in a human form as Sripada Srivallabha. There is no way except his splendid prosperous lotus feet to uplift horrible sinners. I heard many of his divine plays. I am going to his present residence in Karangudda. I turned to the woman and said, Mother, please tell me about yourself. Then she narrated, Sir, you have rescued me from these sinners. You are like my father. I was born in an illustrious Brahmin family. My marriage took place when I was quite young. How can I describe my misfortune? My husband was impotent. He was harassing me all the time. I sacrificed all my desires of youth and served my husband, treating him like a god. My husband was a sadist. He used to allege that I had an extramarital relationship with other men. If I decorated myself with flowers and garlands, which are the sign of a married woman, he used to accuse me of soliciting paramours. If I shed all decoration, he used to ask me why I looked like a widow. When I fondled with other children in the house, he used to remark that I was feeling sad invariably because I had no children. When I ate moderately, I was accused of eating like a glutton and wasting money. And when I ate less, I was told that I was acting like that to impress upon the neighbors that food was not given to me by my husband. If I underlooked fasting, my husband used to castigate that I was secretly chanting some mantra to get rid of him, and that I was fasting to please the presidency deity of that mantra. My mother-in-law or father-in-law or other elders in the house did not utter a single word against my husband, even though he was extremely tormenting me mentally. I came to know through the experience in my in-laws' house how hell could be on this earth. Time was miserable for me in this matter, she continued. In the meanwhile, an expert in mantra, tantra, shastras came to our village. I was propagated that he had great scholarship in astrological science. My father-in-law and mother-in-law invited him to our house. He made some calculation and concluded some strange rituals and declared that I had misfortune and that my horoscope was filled with many inauspicious features and that under the influence of my misfortune my husband became impotent. He advised that all the evil effects to the family would disappear if I was thrown out of the house. I asserted that the mantra, tantra done by him and the rituals will benefit them and that my husband would regain his manliness and that after performing another marriage he will be blessed with children. The helpless lady continued her narration. My husband, his parents and all the inmates of the house were merciless and drew me out of the house. Having no other alternative, I started on the foot to go at least to my parents' house. On the way, the bogus magician who visited our house accosted me. He wanted to make me a victim to his depraved sexual desires. I was ferocious like Bhadrakali and lifted a big rock nearby and hurled at him with all my strength. The rock hit his head strongly and he died then. Oh God, even though I was a woman, I killed a Brahmin under the compelling circumstances. I was out of my mind. Even in my parents' house, I now will have to face problems. Even if my parents protected me with the utmost affection, there was no guarantee that my brothers and sisters-in-law would treat me with love. Many people saw me killing the Sudious sorcerer, but they did not know his crookedness. This news spread quickly in all the four directions. Thinking that I should go wherever my destiny leads me, I travelled without any clear directions. Soon I saw a lake. I was very thirsty. I drank water from the lake and quenched my thirst. There was an Audumbara tree near the lake. I heard that Audumbara tree was very much liked by Lord Datta. I was overcome with the splutter in my body. I gradually fell into deep slumber at the foot of the tree. I got up after some time and I was hungry. When I opened my eyes, I saw two cobras standing like stencils on each side of me. I saluted the two cobras and they departed somewhere as if they respected my prayer. I sang Datta Digambara, Jai Guru Datta Digambara. I heard from my elders that on mere remembrance Lord Datta will be pleased and will protect the devotees. Fortunately, I was in the shade of an Audumbara tree. I got the feeling I was in the shade of the umbrella of compassion of Lord Datta. A traveller who was passing by listened to my singing of the name of Datta with attention. He stood in the shade of the Audumbara tree. I was afraid and said, "Who are you? Get out from here immediately. If you will not leave, I will pick up a big rock from here and will kill you with it. I killed the bogus magician a short while ago." Then that new person folded his hand and said, "Mother, my name is Sri Ravidasu and I was born in a washerman family. I am a devotee of Datta. I live in Kuruvapuram. Sri Guru Datta is splendidly shining in the incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha to sanctify the earth. He is conveying the good news of his descent through some extraordinary miracles to spread out at great distances. This is to be known only through experience. I am now going back to Kuruvapuram. You can accompany me if you so desire. Kuruvapuram is a short distance from here. I visited some of my relatives' house here and I am presently returning to Kuruvapuram." Then I retorted, "I cannot believe your words. It is immaterial who that Sripada Srivallabha is about whom you are referring. If Sripada is verily that Datta, he would attract this forlorn lady to his auspicious feet and protect her. The responsibility of providing himself truly as Datta rests with Sripada. I won't chant him. I will only recite the name of Datta. I will see what will happen afterwards. If you do not leave this place at once, you will meet with danger from me." Without uttering a word, that person went away singing Datta Digambara, Sripada Srivallabha Datta Digambara. Afterwards, when I sat cross-legged in the lotus posture on the hillock and meditated, I felt as a prey to these hooligans. "You rescued me from them," the woman thus concluded. I said, "Mother, you were rescued only because of the grace of Sripada in this creation. There is no country where he doesn't reside as an indweller, and there is no time where he is not known. In this creation, in different countries, at different times, incidents occur on basis of the cause and effect connections. He is the grand cause of all causes. In different countries, at different times, various events take place to facilitate the evolution of living being through a variety of state of development. No effect can be found in the creation without a cause. No one knows whether Sripada is attribulous or with attributes, or formless or with form, or transcendent in all these states. He only knows about himself. If we chant the name of Sripada Srivallabha, we definitely obtain his grace. We can get release from all the difficulties and losses. Thereafter, we traveled towards Karangudda with those Brahmin brothers and the Brahmin lady named Sushila. All of us continued our journey with chanting the name of Datta and Sripada Srivallabha. We appeared like a bhajan group to the onlookers. In the middle of our journey, we reached the hermitage of the great person named Namananda. We will continue from here in the next episode. Om Sai Ram.